not apart you from a passion from a passion sammanfloden med djupvulkanen djupvulkanen from a partition daylight lana Europa go a plane on and pull on to jam dayaku to yakasan aniapo Irano, Irano, to lopuben, lopuatikin. say hello, Lala. Hello, Lala.
Mute. Them three dots, look on them three dots.
Hello. Hello. Say hello, Lala. Hello, Lala.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm just going to check that everyone is here because I know there's two ladies not coming. I'm just going to check because I think there might be someone else to arrive at. of Pamela, but she may not, so maybe it was not in today. How are you all doing? It's chilly, isn't it? Autumn vibes. Gorgeous. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Mary. Sue, Mandy. Hello. I was just thinking, Mary, and actually Leslie, who in here, you were in our first pilot group of cacao ceremony and circle holders. And yeah, I was just reflecting on the last 5 years. And wow, I mean, yeah, just for everyone as well, as we arrive here. Hi, Annie. Hi, Pamela. Because we're certainly going to be working differently this time. And that should be the way, that should be the way, because if for any of us, if we've been on a path of personal growth and development, then we're going to be coming at this from a really different place. So welcome to Vicky and Mandy and Anne-Marie, who have not been in this space before, in this training space. And yeah, just welcome you. And so much energy has been coming in this morning already for this session. So yeah, I'm very excited to share it all with you. Some new concepts. Hi, Sue. A gorgeous Sue, who is in the middle of our yoga training container right now. We're just in the middle of fire element. So can I just check a couple of things before we land in? So firstly, that you can hear me okay. And secondly, can you hear any music at the moment? Is that coming through? No. La, la. Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's really, really quiet. I'm just gonna turn it up a little bit. The thing with the music is it can distort the voice a little bit on Zoom. I don't think after all these years they've still quite got it worked out. But yeah, can you hear it now? Is that? And it's not distorting the voice. Oh, good. All right, great. So I'm going to check in with everybody first, just to check that you've all got your oil. Did that arrive? Anne-Marie, did yours arrive yet? No, yeah, so that will be on its way.
Yeah, don't worry, it will.
It's on its, yeah.
The manual took ages as well, so
yeah. So that is on its way to you. So in your little gift pack, which I should have sent all out together, battered deranged I was at the time, there is an oil, which is your Circle Keepers oil, and a red band. And Anne-Marie, if you don't have that, you've got the red thread little ceremony that you can do for yourself when that does arrive. So I'm sure it won't be far away. You are going to need a candle, and you're quite welcome to use the candle that is in the bag, or use a candle of your own choosing. And you're going to need a journal, and you're going to need some, if you have some oracle cards, it doesn't matter if you don't, but if you do have, then those will be useful too. And if you don't, I have got some, so I can pull cards for people. You have got a manual. The manual is a culmination of well, the last 5 years, well, probably the last 20 years work, but the last 5 years work for sure. And actually what is really been quite present for me, and I think this is part of working in feminine form, is that a book or a manual are words that are frozen in time. And so when those words were written and that manual was created, I was a different person. We were in a different life. We were probably in the middle of COVID, I believe, at that time, and lockdowns and various different things. And so yeah, so that was quite a different time. So the manual is there for you to read and to learn from and to gather from and to support you to be kind of like the masculine structure. But we're going to be learning in what is in the ancient times, what is called the oral tradition. And the oral tradition was before people could probably read and write, actually. Before things were written down, before things were frozen in time. And the oral tradition speaks to the part of you that knows. So the part of you that this resonates with. So there will be bits and parts of this that is not going to resonate, and that's completely brilliant. Or maybe it will. And there'll be bits that do, that you really love, and you think, oh yeah, I really love that. That is definitely part of my truth and who I am. Through my own trainings and the ladies that I've worked with and do work with, I am definitely on a mission to return back to the truth of ourselves, but also to the feminine. And I've shared this quite a few times, that working with feminine energy is not always easy. It seems fluffy and pink tutu and all of that stuff. It's actually not all. It's actually quite a process to navigate, and I don't believe I'll ever master it, but you know, in my own way, beginning to master it. But what I do know, and just through the trainings that I'm doing at the moment, and I'm learning, and what our own work and the work surely that this will bring too, is that we are all being moved from living in a world with a love of power into a world with the power of love. So we're just working through this opposites, and we can see that on the world stage. I'm sure everybody is aware of the world stage at the moment. So where I am at the moment, and what I have literally just dropped this morning, which was amazing that this came, is this idea of home. And the word home means holy order of Mother Earth. And this is, I believe, the way forward. I know we're in a circle ceremony holding training or transmission or whatever we want to call it, but the way I believe forward, the way that we're being held and led now as conscious leaders of change, which is what we are. If we're called to this circle, you are a leader of change. You are a leader of a new movement of energy that is so powerful. Sitting in circle with other women is a reclamation. It is an honor. It is it has an art to it for sure, and we're going to be learning through the training the art of space holding. But where we begin is holding space for ourselves, because if we cannot hold space for ourselves, we cannot hold space for one another. So we're going to be surely through this bit this weekend, we're going to be revisiting, for some of you, because some of you will have done this already, we're going to be revisiting the medicine of cacao. And I believe cacao is a medicine of the future. It is a medicine that we need right now to return back to the heart. And this is really part of my work, and is going to become part of your work as well, as you come to hold space for other people as well, and for yourself. So we're going to be at the moment the astrology is crazy. I'm not an astrology person really that much. I do get these updates from our lovely Sarah Proctor, who is our astrology goddess, and the astrology at the moment, the lineup of the astrology at the moment, or just has been just past, has never been this way for since goddess worship, since the time before the patriarchal systems took the women down. And you know, we're in this time of a rising of the feminine, but not only that, but a connection and a sacred union between the masculine and the feminine. So this is such a new and different time. I want to just bring a little bit of awareness also to the cross. And in the shamanic tradition, the cross is a perfect representation actually of the masculine and the feminine. The line down being the masculine, the structure, and the line across being the feminine, like the dance floor, like the dancer. So we have this idea of the pole and the dancer, masculine, feminine coming together. But also what I've realized is that the pole is also time, and the cross is space. And time is the masculine, but space is the feminine. And so and we can see it everywhere, where we're being led, I'm sure for most of you, you will have felt this. There is a big call for us to create space for ourselves, spaciousness. That is the feminine, to have this space. And so these circles are these spaces. And that's why they're becoming more and more popular now, because women need space. They need space. And especially when women are moving into these perimenopausal, menopausal, wise women phases of their lives, they need these spaces. And so this idea of a constriction, like literally so much stuff has been blown up for me even just in the last few weeks around the chakra system, and how, you know, we've been brought to these points of consciousness within our body, but they're not small points, they're big. They're expansive. And so and those of you that sat in space with me will know, I will offer an invitation to take up space, because that's what we are. We're space. And so we're going to be looking at that as well. We're going to set a beautiful intention for ourselves. We're going to look at some sacred agreements. We're going to be looking at the kitten and the kitten and the baby monkey analogy. And what I love about storytelling, which is becoming such more of a part of the yoga teaching and training that we're doing, is that through losing the feminine, the goddess worship, the goddess energy, we've also lost myth, and we've also lost this, which is part of who we are actually, this gift of storytelling. And through storytelling, what happens is embodiment. And what we need now is more embodiment, less head, running around, busy, doing all the things. But we need to be embodied. If we want to lead space, we want to hold space for others, we have to be embodied. We want to be slowing down. We want to be rooted in, like the tree. And so when we look at the tree as analogy, you know, we see that the deeper the roots and the root system goes, then the wider the branches can spread. And that is also true of us and our energy. So we're going to be learning about energy, about holding space with love, about this leadership from heart, not from head, because we don't need more of that. We've got plenty of that going on out there. But we really want to be in spaces that are heart-led. And something that I just learned also recently, which was interesting, is about the root chakra, because we're going to be coming down to root, because that's where that's our place on earth. That is where we're connected to earth. But the root chakra is also where warfare sits. Where a war sits, this is what we're seeing at the moment. All these people living from a place of I am, this is about me, what I can get, what I can, grab. And it's not about oneness. It's not about I see you, you are in me, whoever you are, whatever color you are, whatever nationality you are me, I see you, we are one. And this is something that we've got so disconnected from, and we're being led to be disconnected from it as well, which is interesting how powerful that is at the moment. And so we come back to this place of, rather than warfare and separation, we come back to a place of love, of heart, the altar of the heart, which is where, it's said that like the men, I guess, that and this is seen a lot in Kundalini yoga actually as well, I think, is that this idea of being that the seat of the soul is actually in the center of the head. Like it's up and out. No, the seat of the soul is in the heart. It is in the heart. That's where it is. And so we're going to be coming back to that time and time again through heart medicine. This is what cacao is. It's heart medicine. It's going to lead us back to heart, non-judgment, every single anything that we see in another is in ourselves. Mirror, 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 this is it. Mirror, mirror on the wall. So we're going to be looking at those sort of things. So anyway, with that, we're going to be dropping into opening space. We're going to call ourselves home. We're going to be setting a sankalpa. We're going to be working with some what might be quite new concepts for us. Svasta, those of you that are yoginis might know that the word svasta. And smarana, which is a remembering. Smarana means to remember. So we're coming back to this place that, we're all been called to this circle. We've all been called to this space because it's something that we're remembering again. We're coming back to it again, maybe, maybe we've been there and we've come back. Many of us have been space holders. I know that we've got a beautiful hairdresser in the room. And I know as a hairdresser, this is where we learn the skills of holding space for women, So, all right. So we're going to have a moment to land in and set what is called a sankalpa. So we're going to begin with that. And a sankalpa is a tender, soul-rooted intention whispered from your heart's deepest truth. So we're going to be coming into the soil of our pelvis and the altar of our heart. And we're going to be working with the concept of a seed. And any of you that have worked with me recently will know that I've been blown away with the concept of the seed and also the acorn theory. So the acorn theory is something, and you'll see acorns all over. I should very much invite you to collect an acorn today if you can find one and get it on your altar if you don't have one already. But again, this really for me is the embodiment of feminine form. Is that, and the kitten and the monkey, baby monkey as well, actually, is that the acorn already has within it the blueprint to be an oak tree. It already has it. It doesn't doubt it. It doesn't take side steps. It just knows. And for all of us, we have a blueprint. Our soul came into this body into this life, this time, right now, with a blueprint. And being here now is part of that blueprint, you know. And everything that happens to us, whatever's going on for us in our life, is a blueprint that is going to guide us to our next expansion. So the seed also is another concept that I like to feel into, and it's been a big teacher for me as well, that a seed will never crack and open out its shoots to grow unless it has the exact right circumstances, surroundings, environment for that to grow. So whatever our dreams are, whatever our desires are, whatever our wishes are, hold them close, but they will never come to a fruition until all of those circumstances are ripe and ready. So rather than, you know, the masculine of pushing, forcing, you know, striving, this is what we're going to be learning about. We come back to the feminine, the kitten that is carried and goes completely limp with the mama who is carrying her, you know, because we're all being carried at all times. So we're going to be planting a seed. I had said we're going to do some analeptic tasting today with our cacao. So I said not to bring it first thing, because we're going to, if you have brought it, don't worry, get it down your room, we'll do it again later. But we're going to do a real introduction to Mama Cacao and a journey with Mama Cacao to really invite her as a plant teacher. So we're going to do that a little bit differently. But I'd like to begin by dropping in, setting a beautiful intention for your soul, for you, for your heart, for this journey together. We've got these few weeks together now, that's going to take us up to close to the end of this year. Next year is going to be amazing, I'm sure. I've just got such a feeling that, you know, again, for me, it is such an honor to know that you know, you women are going to go out there and create beautiful spaces for women to be in, because it's so needed right now, and it's so needed for us as well to hold those spaces for ourselves. So yeah, thank you to everyone anyway, just for being here, because it's so beautiful, and I know this group's going to be just so gorgeous. You are in a new container really as well, so this is a pilot. You're all guinea pigs. So this is a pilot of running it through in a new energy, and it'll never be the same again. This group, I'll say it every time, that, you know, these groups, these circles come together, there is never the same chemistry of women in two groups ever. In all the years I've been doing this work, there's never been the same. And so, you know, we greet ourselves in that. Our souls have called us here to be here, maybe for the second time, you know, Leslie and Caroline that are here today, but they have been here before, and they were called again to it, to be here in a different way, in a different version, you know, of themselves, and we're all here in that as well. So you may have a beautiful intention, and I want us all just to really come back to this idea of home, because when I was thinking about the times when the first time this course was run in COVID, when that happened, you know, when all of that lockdown and all of that stuff happened, and we were all called home, you know, we were all called home at that time. Home, the holy order of Mother Earth. I love that. I'm going to have that tattooed on me somewhere for sure. And the holy order, the holy, to be made whole, to come back to wholeness. When we come back to Mother Nature, when we come back to being held by the earth, Big Mama Earth, then we come back to our wholeness. And this is where we come back, and as we come back, you know, we call us back too. So this is not something that you need to learn. It is something you need to remember. That is all. There's no learning here. There's no learning here. You already know. So let us land in and open our beautiful sacred container here with each other, for each other, and take us all into our next expansions. So find a space where you feel comfortable. And just gently closing your eyes, taking a couple of nice, deep, beautiful, nourishing breaths for yourself. And allowing yourselves to really land down and in. This is going to be the invitation each time that we come together, that we land down and in. We take our eyes in. We do not look outside of ourselves for truth, because we have our own truth. So as we take our breath in, just thinking about the cross, the idea of that cross, that when we breathe in the first time, just feeling that you are drawn upward again into this idea of time. But then as you fill the breath, let it spread out. As you take up space, you breathe wide. Let the ribs expand. Take up space. Take up space in this moment, in your life, in this present moment. Not the version that you were yesterday, not the version that you were last week, last year, 5 years, the version you are right now. And again, as you begin to breathe wide, allowing yourselves to take up that space. And we greet each other in this beautiful circle. We greet each other, including the ladies who are not here, but their energy is here with us today. We greet this day that will never come again. And we are invited to make a beautiful intention for this day that will never come again, this life that will never come again. A beautiful intention that will ripple out and make changes in women's lives that you have never even met yet. You don't even know them yet, but they are attached to you. They are your soul tribe. They are there waiting for you to speak up. So as we feel now down, just taking your awareness down into the parts of your body that connect to earth. The first point of contact, the ground, wherever you are, the seat, the chair. And as you feel yourself rooted down, just let your body relax, let your shoulders relax, let your face relax, let your spine relax, the back of your body relaxed, belly can relax, the chest, the hips. And just imagine down from the base of your spine a life thread that attaches you to earth, that attaches you to the people that you are yet to meet, the blueprint of your life. Take that route down through the floor, down through the foundations of your building, and deeper down into the softness of home, the holy order of Mama Earth. Take your root deeper, deeper down through layers of rock and stone, deeper through crystals, through ancient caves, sacred waters, and all the way down to the very heart of Mother Earth. As you allow your root to arrive there, maybe visualizing a beautiful red crystal, just allowing your root to gently wrap itself around. And as you begin to feel that connection to Earth, a place of home, of landing, of arriving, just feel that Mama Earth, she wraps her arms around you and holds you close. Mother Earth will not drop you, and she will never let you down. So we feel into this space. We feel rooted and grounded. And now as you bring your awareness to the pelvic bowl, imagine the pelvic bowl like a beautiful chalice, smooth, stable, holding. Imagine within that chalice the soil of Mother Earth, like a plant pot filled with the most beautiful, fertile soil. And just feel the weight of that soil in the pelvis, just holding you down, rooting you into home. And as we take a gentle journey from the pelvis to the altar of the heart, bring our awareness to the center of the chest. And imagining at the center of the chest a beautiful crystal cave of the heart. And as we land there, we take a moment just to step inside the cave of our heart. We offer to our heart, hello heart, I'm here. Hello heart, I'm here. I love you and I'm listening. I love you and I'm listening. And in the center of your heart, you see a beautiful golden seed. This seed holds your intention, your sankalpa, your desire or devotion that rises like the moon over still waters, a sacred vow to yourself, gentle yet so powerful. And as you hold that seed to your heart, just put into that seed a beautiful sankalpa, a sacred vow, something that you need for yourself right now. Not need, actually, maybe desire for yourself right now. And as you allow that seed to roll from your hands, your heart, down into the sacred soil of the pelvis, see your seed now held in sacred earth. And as we bring our awareness up now to the center of the brain, the Ajna center, the center of the dream weaver, Imagine a drip of beautiful sacred water from the center of your brain, dripping down through the column of your spine, down into the pelvis. Drip, drip, drip. And watering the seeds of your sankalpa. And just feeling that seed nourished, watered, nurtured. We allow our awareness to drop back down into the soil of the pelvis. We know that our seed is planted and ready for the perfect circumstances for its fruition. So what are you ready to nurture into being? Bringing your hand, one hand, either hand to your heart. Maybe right hand to heart, left hand to belly. And feel the connection between heart, the altar of your heart, and the belly. Open up our beautiful sacred container with a blessing, a sacred blessing for ourselves, a vow and a sacred intention. I call myself home to my body, my breath, my essence, to the river that runs beneath the noise, to the sweet, sacred nectar of life that flows within me. I open my heart to receive, to the teachings, to the sisterhood, to the circle keepers, the wisdom teachers, to the plant spirit of cacao, the wisdom of my ancestors, and the song of the earth. I remember who I am, a sacred space holder, tender bridge between worlds, a woman reclaiming her space in the circle. I walk this path with grace, with courage, with devotion. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Our circle and training container now open. Just taking a few breaths there. I'm just going to share with you a beautiful teaching from Megan Matheson's book, Mary Magdalene Revealed. And it's called The First Power is Darkness. If I could start over from the beginning, I would start with the most invisible threads in the web of our ecosystem that are rarely named, much less revered. I would start by listing the names of trees, the flowers, the seeds that carry the light that give us life. Because this is what we have forgotten. This is where our reference has not yet reached. I would start with a honeybee and the sweet essential nectar it feeds on. I would start first with the unnoticed, with what we haven't realized is the most sacred among us. I would start with the names of everyone who have been excluded, the outsiders and the outcasts. I would start with everyone who thinks they are unworthy of love just as they are. I would say each of their names. I would speak the names of all the mothers who have known the unspeakable joy of gradually knitting life within her, of bringing life from the dark into the light. The mothers who remind us, no matter who we are, that our first country was a woman's body, and our first element was water, and our first reality was darkness. If I could write the beginning, it wouldn't be in the light. It would be in the belly, in the dark. in a cave, in an egg. If I could begin again, it would be with her love, because this is what's been forgotten, and this is what we most need to remember. So as you take a beautiful, deep, nourishing breath in, and we can very, very gently, when we are ready, when we are feeling cold, we can gently open our eyes, just greet each other through the lens of love. And welcome back, everybody. Hope you're all okay. How's everyone doing? Are you all right? Beautiful. So, I'm going to go into just quickly, quickly-ish, into the sacred agreements. So I'm going to go into that first. I sent it to you all last night, actually, but I just want to go through this first. Because, we're in a different space, and what we're going to be focusing on a lot over the next few months is nervous system regulation, because our nervous systems, I mean, with the world at the moment, and life, are probably quite dysregulated most of the time. And when we step into any space, whether it is with others, in our Muggle lives, in our Muggle existences, in our sacred spaces, whatever it is that we're doing, our nervous system actually speaks before we do. Before we even open our mouths, our nervous systems will tell people who we are. And so if we are living, and we've all been there, and I'm sure everybody in this room, in this circle, will probably hold their hands up and say, I have been burnt out, or I am burnt out. I bet every one of us can do that, can we? Yeah, and this is what we're holding space for, because every woman, most women are burnt out by the time they're 30, and then this becomes a default position. I am a recovering burnout queen, and I still fall down the burnout hole. I still do. I'm more aware of it, and I'm more aware of things that are, my own kind of inner compass that tells me I'm burning out. But I can still do that. So I'm going to just come through the sacred agreements, and then we're going to be bringing in and learning some new concepts that we might not know from the tradition of Ayurveda and the traditions of yoga as well, that I believe are a big part of space holding, and hopefully they'll help you. So the sacred agreements, when we gather in circle, we step into a living temple. Now, for some of us, if we've never, we maybe never thought about it in that way, but when we create spaces for ourselves, for others, this it is a temple. We live in a temple. The body is a temple, and it was a bit of a kind of like woo thing, at one time, like, what is that about? But our bodies are temples, and we're going to be treating them as such as we go through. So these agreements are the threads that weave our circle together, creating safety, trust, and a space where each woman can soften, open, and be truly herself. So these agreements that I've sent you are things that I would definitely recommend you would maybe send out to people who are coming into your sacred spaces, because circles can get real messy. Women can get real messy, we know that. And so these are, you know, really beautiful teachings that set the tone of who you are. You know, they set a tone of who you are. Yeah, I've learned so much over the years of space holding. I mean, even the last 5 years, in the last year, in the last few months about this, you know, it's so you know, it's all, you know, this idea of these oral teachings, because the oral teachings are live. They are live in this moment. And so we can you know, we can, like, I never prep anything till the day before I'm going to do it. Don't happen. There's no point, because it's not there. And that's how I roll now, you know, because yeah, you know, we can all, every single one of us are home keepers. We all have a home. So we can set up any space. We've created homes. We can set up a beautiful space for women to be in. But really, you know, the thing is, people say, oh, like, I want to learn how to do it and this and the other. But if you are doing it for yourself, you're an embodiment of it. It's the same with yoga teaching, you know, teach the girls that are in the yoga training. If you are doing it every day, you're embodied in it, all you're doing then is transmitting it. You're not teaching it, you're just transmitting it. You are that already. You are that already. So this is why this bit is about you. It's about you and your relationship with Mama Cacao, your relationship with the earth, your relationship with the seasons, with the cycles, with the moon, because this is where you're going to teach from. We can't teach from our heads anymore. It don't work. It don't work. You know, if you want to hold really meaningful, life-changing spaces, we've got to be embodied in this stuff. So this is where we're going to go. So confidentiality, people have to feel safe that what is shared in circle is going to stay there. Like, literally, this is so funny. When we were in Glastonbury last week before last, one of the girls was telling us about the owner who owned the venue that we were in. And then halfway through, because it's quite famous, I think, and halfway through she said, oh God, she said, actually, I'm not sure if I should have told you that. I'm actually thinking about it. I'm not sure I should have told you. She said, oh, actually, don't, you know, like, don't repeat that anything. And I was like, you're in a room full of women that are in their 50s, literally half an hour. Nobody will even remember a word that's come out of your mouth. And I think that's, you know, that is a funny thing, but it is a thing, isn't it? So yeah, so what's stayed in circles, what is spoken and shared in circle stays in circle. You know, stories and emotions and experiences are held in trust. And you know, this is one of the things that it has been so lost. You know, this is a lost tradition, this trust in ourselves, in each other, and this goes back through the centuries. This is the witch trials, this is the witch hunt, when women had to stand up and speak against another woman, so often lying, but just to save themselves. And so, you know, we are reclaiming the circle, but we're reclaiming it in a way of trust, in a way of community. This is what we need for the world that is going to be ahead of all this chaos, is communities where women and people trust each other again. So we do not share anyone else's words or journey outside of the circle space. Within it, within our container, we have our, you know, we've got our WhatsApp group, and that's completely okay to be, you know, intermingling with each other and everything in there, and I hope we all do. And so the affirmation, I hold your story as sacred and I honor the privacy of this circle. It is a closed space, you know, it is a container. That is what it means. The deep listening, we're going to do some listening. We listen with our whole being. Now, this is something we don't do. We do not do this in life, really. We don't listen fully. We often, it kind of it lands. Most of it we don't even hear. And so to be heard, to be witnessed, to be seen by another person is huge. It's huge. Because what our little minds do is we tend to make judgments about stuff, about people. And the thing is, this starts again, if we come back down to this root chakra, the chakra of warfare. Now, how many of us are at war with ourselves? What we see outside is what is inside of each of us. You know, who is mean to themselves here in this circle? Because I can be really mean to myself at times, but I also know how to self-soothe and how to bring that to the table to be seen and to be witnessed. Because if we're judging ourselves and we're being mean to ourselves, then that is exactly the space we're going to hold. So being able to be kind to ourselves, to be able to tend to ourselves, to not push down and away and out the pain that is in here, the pain that has been caused to us, whatever has happened over the years, but to be able to bring that to the table, those bits where we don't want people to see. What is actually, I've just learned, is called the suspect of self. The SOS, the things we learned when we were little about who we are. My suspect of self is I am wrong and I am bad. That is my suspect of self, and I'll be truly upfront with that. That's my suspect of self. And I'm sure that everybody has a suspect of self in this room that they learned when they were little, when they were young. And so when we can find that, that's a root. It is a root of how we've lived our lives. And so when we listen with our whole body, heart, and spirit, there's no fixing to be done. There's no advising to be done. There's no interrupting to be done. We allow each woman's truth to be witnessed without judgment. I listen to you as if you are the most important person in this world, without judgment, from my heart, because I see you, you are me, and we are both together in this, not apart, not against each other. We are together in this. This is my vulnerability. So speaking from heart, I'm speaking from heart right now. I'm saying I have got to have it figured out. Everyone knows this. I do not have this figured out at all on any level. I do not have this figured out. I make mistakes all the time. I get knocked down all the time. I attack myself, not all the time now, thank goodness, but I do sometimes. So when sharing, we speak from our own experience using I statements. There is no need to be perfect or polished. Your authentic voice is welcome here. So I honor my voice. This is a big thing. I believe the throat chakra is being cleared right now, collectively, consciously, everywhere. The throat chakra, our voices are being heard. You know, we're feeling that. So I honor my voice and share only what feels true and ready to be spoken now. I know for a fact that now, for me, I cannot live untruth. I cannot. It is painful. So if I'm living in any way that is not feeling true for me, I feel, again, that if this idea that the feminine is spaciousness and space, and the masculine is time. So, you know, we are being constricted by time. And the feeling for me is constriction. So if I'm being constricted, I cannot be in my fullness. I cannot be that. It's just not right. I have to set boundaries. I have to claim space for myself to be able to be that. So consent and choice. Now, choice is a big thing. We all are always at choice. So we can say no. We can say no. I don't want to share, or I don't want to do this. This isn't for me, or whatever. This isn't my truth. That's okay. You are at choice. And, you know, the things I will share may not land with you, and that's okay. It's not your truth. It's not your blueprint. That's okay. So we're always at choice. My yes and my no are both sacred. Both sacred yes, sacred no. What is for us, what isn't for us. It's okay. We're not trying to fit in boxes anymore. We are wild women. This is what we are. This is what we came here to be. There is no mistake that we were born into this time, that we are in this circle now, because we are here to lead other women. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. It's what our life blueprint is about. So we honor the spirit of Cacao. Now, we approach Cacao as a living ally and a teacher. When I first was introduced to Cacao, it was my bedtime hot chocolate. That was how I was introduced to Cacao. And then I was introduced to Cacao as a heart medicine when my mum was dying. And wow, that to be held in the love of this medicine at a time that was the most painful time in my whole life was the most magical and beautiful experience, to be able to be held by a plant. And plants are alive now. The plant kingdom is speaking to us, is waving at us, is trying to communicate with us. And this medicine is here for us, you know. And there are the people who'll say, yes, it's not native, and it's not native to us. But I keep coming back to the truth that when the world is out of balance, which is what it is right now, Cacao will leave the rainforest. She is a plant. She will leave the rainforest to heal the heart of this world. And this is what we're seeing now more than ever before. And so we receive her. We receive her. We take in. We are so blessed to be able to hold this medicine in our heart. We are so blessed to be able to be carried by this medicine, to be taught by this medicine. And she's such a part of the sacred feminine. And we're going to learn a little bit about the story and the medicine of Cacao. So we receive her with reverence, with gratitude and respect, opening ourselves to her wisdom. This is hundreds of years of wisdom within this medicine. I mean, thousands of years of teaching in this medicine. When we get out of our head and we start living from intuition, which is what the feminine is, and knowing and flow and ease, which is what our life should be about, then, you know, Cacao she is going to teach us. She's going to carry us. So I meet Cacao as a sacred being with humility and an open heart. You know, the people who bring this cacao to our cups, the faces we will never see, the names we will never know, but we are so thankful to you for bringing this medicine to our cup. So we have care for our collective space. So we keep our shared space clean and kind and nurturing. We do not attack each other ever. We tend to the energy of the group as we would a beloved garden. You know, we are all blossoming into new versions of ourselves, we are becoming more of who we came here to be. We're moving into next expansions, and with that comes kindness. We are kind to each other. We are gentle. We are aware. I am part of this circle and I tend to it with love. So again, we keep coming back to this idea of love. We are warriors of the heart. That's what we are. That's what we're here for. We have everybody in this group I know have had hardship, have had trauma. We all have. I know we all have, because we wouldn't be here if we didn't. So curiosity over judgment. Again, the feminine is about curiosity. Oh, what happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? What happens if I say this? What happens if I feel this? So we have this lovely idea rather than, oh, you shouldn't do that. Well, what if I do? So we explore and we get the blueprints. We follow the blueprint that is set out for us already. We embrace curiosity and wonder instead of criticism and judgment. This is the masculine. This is done. Done. This is not where we want to be. We should do this. We should do that. We have to do that. It's gone. It is done. It is collapsing. We can see it before our eyes. And so we allow differences to deepen an understanding and connection. So again, we look at everybody has an interesting point of view. And that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to be looking at Svasta soon. Svasta, to be situated in who I am and know yourself. This is one of the deepest teachings from the yogic tradition, know thyself. When we know ourselves, everything becomes open to us. So I choose openness, compassion, and curiosity. So arrival and presence, arrive as fully as we can in our body, in our heart, in our mind, in our spirit, and we set aside distractions to be here and now for yourself and for the circle. So those of you that have got phones in the room, I should advise a downward facing phone. And be present for yourself, for each other. This is the power that we have in circle. Okay, so I'm going to suggest we have a quick wee break, and then I'd love to have a few shares and see where everybody's at. What I would like us to do, though, is I want you to feel into some of the concepts that have been shared already. And again, I don't want story, really. Story. I want to know what's present now. What brought you here now? What is your intention now? Because this is a new day. Today is a new day. This is a new start. It's a new beginning for all of us. Whatever's past is past. It's gone. It's old energy. It's gone. But what is present now, in this moment for me now? What is present here and now, in this body, in this breath, in this moment? And we're going to share from that space. So I'm just going to invite you to have a wee break, got to honour the muggle, and get a cup of tea if you need one. We'll just have a couple of minutes to do that. If you need to get snacks, I am not brilliant at remembering food. I'm a kapha dosha, so I'm like an elephant. I can go periods of time with no food. Those of you that need to feed your fire, make sure that you've got some snacks and bits and pieces, because the energy will just flow as it flows. Yeah, well done, Vicky. Yeah, get your grapes. Don't forget your nuts to balance your blood sugar, though. And yeah, and then we'll come back in about 5 minutes. All right, my loves. 2 more. So nice to see you, Mary. Oh, just to be in circle with you again.
I've literally just got this new journal.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's gorgeous. Wow. It's really interesting, because I've just booked to go back to Glastonbury, and I'm going with Annie, actually. Annie Burkett and Julie Keane, and I'm really been called to get over to Stones at Avebury at the moment. Yeah, and those stones just reminded me of that. Yeah, really.
It's called Glittering Fox. She does a lot of
Ooh.
beautiful work.
Will you put a link into
Yeah,
the
I
chat,
will.
Mari, for us? That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Is that? Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, this just.
Oh, your poster's come. I've just got some Doc Martin biker boots. My winter boots have arrived. That's it for the next 10 years. Hopefully they'll last me that long.
So this is her stuff. This is her style of artwork, but I will put it in the group.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's very sturdy.
But she's got beautiful work of the tour.
Oh wow. How interesting. I've just come back from Glastonbury. I tell you what, the energy there is absolutely mental at the moment. I literally had a whole weekend out of my body. Felt completely like out there. Oh my goodness. Really crazy. Did everybody write down the home? Yeah, did you all get that? Holy Order of Mother Earth or Mama Earth. All right, gorgeous. So let's have a few shares, and then I'm gonna take us through a little bit about the kitten and the baby monkey analogy, which I love, because this is a way we're going to be learning. So what I love to do in my trainings now, in whatever trainings we do, it's ages since I've done anything online, actually, which it's really, honestly, it's such a long time since I've done any online work. So yeah, it's like flipping heck. I was just thinking this morning, I can't remember like when I last did a training online, it's ages since. So I was so excited last night. Honestly, I was like a giddy kipper. I was so excited to do this. So yeah, it was really nice. And so I want to share something new, which might not be in the group, in the manual actually, because it's something else I've learned since. But those of you that have sat in space with me recently will know this. So we were working with the word aho, which is a word from the like shamanic tradition, and we've got like the words namaste, which is a like a greeting actually is namaste, and there's many different ways to see that, but I came across and this will be in the playlist, but a lady called Chantra Sabre, I'm sure you will have heard of her music. It's beautiful channeled music. They're actually from Leeds, so they're very close to us, but she had a cancer journey and went to live in tribe to heal, and this song kept playing, and I thought, oh God, I love this song, and I kept hearing this word ashe, 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 and it was just so lovely. So I Google, we think about this blueprint, all right? So think about the blueprint. Fairly sure I have some sort of blueprint that takes me back to the Yoruba tribe, because the amount of things that come through the Yoruba tribe that I think, oh my God, I feel so resonant to that, and I come back to this oral tradition of learning, this what feels resonant to me. Might not be in this lifetime, but we carry a blueprint from many lifetimes. So it may be, in another life, in another time, in another space, I lived in tribe. I'm sure that I did. I definitely did anyway, I know that. So this word ashe came up. So when I had a look at it and what it meant, it comes from the Yoruba tribe, which I'd like to honor in using this word, because we now have this cultural appropriation, all this stuff goes on. But I do believe there is I think it was the Buddha that said, or somebody said many years ago, that eventually East will become West, West will become East, and we can see that happening so much now. This is so happening, and so these traditions are becoming part of our lives, and how blessed are we? How blessed are we that we can practice yoga, we can practice meditation, we get the teachings from the Buddhist tradition, from these beautiful tribes, and we've got access to all of this stuff on the World Wide Web now, which we never had access to before. And so this idea of ashe, which is a word that means like, it is kind of like an honoring of an intention, or our words are like, for me, it means that we are one. It means that I hear you, I see you, I am you, we are one. So it kind of means that whatever is shared in a circle, I can pretty much guarantee that every woman is probably going through something similar, or something, or has, or will do, or whatever. But there's always that joint energy that comes together, that is in a circle, that is so beautiful and so vulnerable and so wise. Women are medicine, and they are medicine for each other when we come together in these beautiful ways. But they can also be very messy, and so we have to take responsibility for our hearts, for our nervous systems, for ourselves, because if we don't, we are a mirror, and we're going to be pulling in the people who trigger us, all of this stuff, and circles can be spaces for that. So we really want to be looking at tending to our own inner gardens, our own hearts, bringing to the table that which we maybe have buried, that which we don't want to see, that we don't want to acknowledge about ourselves, but we bring it to the table with love and with kindness. And then we bring them together, we bring the inner child and we bring her together with the adult inners, and we bring this wholeness, the holy, this idea that we become whole, because we're not denying these parts of ourselves as wrong or bad or whatever we were taught when we were little. So the word Ashe is this honouring, and so everybody that share their words from the heart, not from their head, but from their heart, from truth, from realness. Then you will say, I am, for example, I am Andrea, and I have spoken. And then everybody else will say, Ashe, I see you, I feel you, we are one, we are connected. So before we share, actually, let's get our red band and we'll put that on first, I think, before we share. So if we all bring our red bands in, I'm going to share something with you, which again, we're going to do an invocation, which you've all got actually. I think you've all got that there. So the bands, if you just pull them open a little bit. Now in circle, the left is the feminine. So in circle, I like to use these because you'll see why. But these connect the circle. And what these do is they also are a reminder that you are held by that circle, whether you are in it or you are at home or you are at work or you are dealing with shit in your life. That circle is holding you. So this is the circle. This is the red thread. So this is also actually inspired by Megan Watterson's work, which I highly recommend you look at. It's beautiful. She's got some beautiful cards and a lovely book that is related to Mary Magdalene. And I do believe Mary Magdalene comes through all this circle work. She's so there with it. So this is inspired by, it's not completely, totally her words, but it's certainly inspired by this beautiful teaching about the red thread. So the red thread symbolism, true love, and the red thread. It's hard to remember what we have never been taught. It takes trusting our own intuition, our own heart. It takes learning how to listen to what our soul whispers to us when we can get still enough, free enough from the distracting chaos of our lives. It's a mystery to me, what allows us to remember the good, and I trust it always will be. Maybe it's blood memory. Maybe it's encoded somewhere in the soul or in the heart of what it means to be human. Good recognizes good. For me, it's a connection to all the women gone before and all those yet to come. It's a connection energetically that holds women together, whether in the same place or when apart, that we are always held, seen, connected through our hearts and through our energy. The red thread is about remembering the good within ourselves, within each other. And the red thread is about recognizing those who are walking with us, to remind us that we are here together to be the good. It's worn on the left wrist, the feminine side of the body, to acknowledge that it's the feminine within each of us that receives spirit from within. The red thread is for those of us who are devoted to returning again and again to the heart, who listen to what the heart knows and then do whatever we can to put that knowing into action. For me, the red thread is an unspoken pact, this bond, this sign to anyone who meets me that I am devoted to trying and often failing at being a presence of true love wherever I am. This is why I wear the red thread. I do this because the good between us can never be lost. In an ancient belief system, when someone's born, there is a red thread that is tied to them. an invisible red thread that connects them to the people that they are destined to meet and be connected to in their lives. It's hard to remember something that you have never been taught. It's a deep knowing. So as we put on our threads today, on our left wrist, I'm going to speak out the invocation. I tie this thread of sisterhood from my heart to yours, a bond of trust, a circle unbroken. May love guide your path and our spirits walk together. I see you, I feel you. We are connected and we are one. Ashe. Beautiful. So, ladies who don't have their threads, then you can come back to that, but know that you are still held in the thread, within the threads, and yeah. So we're going to come into some shares, and I'll start first, and then you can kind of see how it's going to go. So from my heart, my intention is to hold everybody in this circle in love, in acceptance, and in truth, and to guide all of us back to this place of home. It's becoming, for me, more and more of a mission, I think, part of my life's journey to guide women back into reclamation, back into circle, and back into rhythm as well, into embodiment too. So these are some of the intentions I have. I just feel so devoted to this path. And I was thinking about 5 years ago, when I first started out, it was from survival. It was from pure survival. I've been running circles for a long time before, but in that time, it was from survival, from this place of, yeah, what needs to happen. And it's still from survival. I actually believe that the survival of our species, this is so powerful, that the survival of our species needs to come back to home, to holy order of Mother Earth. And if we do not, we will die out. I'm sure of it. And so this is part of that. The circle is a beautiful part of that, of holding this and holding each other, and in that vulnerability, wherever we are, whatever we are, however we are, in acceptance. So it's part of my journey, and being here is part of, because I get it wrong too. I need this medicine too. And so I'm here with you on the same level as you, because I need it too. So yeah, that is my share. I would say also that, actually, just to add to that really as well, is that I have a daughter and a son. I have got a grandson and 2 granddaughters, and I dedicate in it to them, for their future, for the boys and the girls, that they live free, that they have a beautiful life connected to earth and connected to nature and to all of this beauty, that they have easeful lives, that where they can choose to follow their heart and not have to live in chaos, the chaos of burnout and all of the other shit that we have to live with. So yeah, so that is my share. And my name is Andrea, and I've spoken. So I'm going to unmute Vicky because she's at the top of my screen. I know Vicky's been so excited. You'll have to unmute yourself, and
Yeah, can you hear me now?
yeah.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm Vicky, and yeah, I have been so excited. Like a little kid at Christmas, really, but really lovely to be here. Really lovely to meet you all at last, and Andrea, you. So I think my intention really for this training is just to absorb, learn, and just to take in everything I can, and just to be able to share something that I know that I'm worthy of. And I can feel my voice going already because it really just really means so much, because there's so much about this training that kind of resonates with me, because I'm a yoga teacher. I've taught yoga for probably about 10 years now. Just your regular sort of hatha, yin and restorative. But then I started to move into longer sessions on a Sunday, what were more focused on kind of self-care. And that's when I sort of thought it resonated more with me, sort of holding that space. And I became softer because I am quite a masculine person. I've always sort of bounded from one place to another kind of thing, and I've always done. I'm always so busy because I work full time as well. So I think my intention is to become more feminine, more soft. And not only that, I've always been really interested in sort of herbs, plant medicine, sort of the benefits we get from essential oils and things like that. So yeah, and just I just want to learn as much as I can and just share that uniqueness. And when I came across your classes and everything, Andrea, everything just started falling into place, and everything just I just sort of felt more at home with everything. Yeah, I think that's it. I sort of lost my train of thought a little bit there. But as well, when you mentioned as well burnout, I'm always in burnout because I am a typical Vata, and I'm always sort of doing something. So it's nice to sort of sit and ground for a few days and just absorb, take everything and learn, be curious. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So my name is Vicky, and I've spoken.
Oh, just thank you, Vicky. Ashe, thank you. Gorgeous. Lovely. Sue, you are next up on my screen.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sue. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm delighted to be here. I'm one of Andrea's current students on a Wild Feminine Yoga teacher training, and absolutely loving every minute of it. And similar to what you were saying, Vicky, the way I want to combine what I'm learning on the yoga side with just gathering women. You know, I think there's just magic when women come together. And I think for me, I just want to, I'm fortunate where I live. It's set in beautiful Lancashire countryside. And I just want to share the lovely views that I have with women, share my home and share, I don't know, sounds corny, but you know, just share the kind of like sense of peace that I've recently found. You know, I was burned out. I had to retire early from my nursing career. I'm finding Andrea and yoga and all the lovely self-care rituals that she teaches us has really helped me. And I just feel I want to share that with women. So for me, it's more than just the yoga journey. I want to really do more of the sister circle type things and incorporate some nice yoga flows within that. So when Andrea was offering this training, I just thought, yeah, I'm going to do it. So I'm really pleased to be here.
Yeah.
So my name is Sue and I have spoken.
Ashe, thank you, beautiful, gorgeous. And our beautiful Mandy, it be for goddess.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Mandy. As Andrea said earlier, I'm a hairdresser. So I found Andrea completely by accident through one of my clients, but that is a story for another day. And I spent a week in Ibiza with Andrea early in the year, and it completely transformed my life. The reason I'm on this course, I've been thinking about this actually this morning, and my whole life I've been a hairdresser since I was 16 years old, and I hold space for women and a few men every day that I work, and I can do it so well, and I know that, and because of that, I've got a lot of respect with the women, a lot of trust. There's a lot of tears cried together, laughs together, and everything is there. But when it comes to me and my own self-care, I don't know how to properly care for myself. So I feel that to kind of improve on holding space for other women, firstly now, I have to find that space for myself and learn how to be kind to myself. And cacao, funnily enough, I have been drinking cacao for a while, but I never really knew why I was really drinking it. I just thought, because I'm a bit of a health fanatic and I knew it was really healthy and medicinal, but I was doing random things with it, like putting in coffee and things like that. So yeah, this is just the beginning of my journey with all this, because my intention is to bring it into my hair salon and to hold spaces for women, because it's already there. And the more I speak to women, they're all, each one, like we all are, struggling with certain things. There's a lot of perimenopausal women, people going through divorces, relationship problems, kid problems, grown-up kid problems, and it's like you say, it's a mission we all need to go on, to just sort of help each other and stick together and not fight each other, because that can happen sometimes, I think, between women. And you're not competing. Women need to stop competing with other women and just come together, and spread the love. And that's basically why I'm here. So my name is Mandy and I've spoken.
Ashe, beautiful. Thank you, darling. Gorgeous. Beautiful Mari, right in the center of my screen.
Hello. So, as Andrea said, it's really interesting. So, the first reason I was here is Andrea and I caught up earlier in the year, and Andrea was talking about Ayurveda, and she's the first person that's actually spoken to me, and I've gone, oh, I get this. She was speaking in a language that I can hear. So when she said she was going to be redoing, I thought, great, I want to jump on, I want to get, learn more, refresh, update, and so on and so forth. And then as you were talking earlier and everything you've been saying about the coming home and I had this moment where literally I was sat here where I am now, and I just was, when you do that rewind to when we first came together in lockdown, like naughty pixies, because we were all in person and because we were training.
Allowed to be.
And we were staying in, hotels with, and that was all of that. And the one of the things I've come to realize, and then I fast forward to here, is I started my journey and connection with you because of my mum. So literally when you did that weekend, which was the honouring of the witches and the honourings of the mothers, I'd been and cleared my mum's house that week before she was still with us. And then she died in January. And here we are, almost the same time of year, the estates, everything's literally sorted. And here I am sat with you again
Wow.
on this reconnection, this relearning. It's almost, I was thinking, it's like the acorn went dormant again, and I'm just allowing this element of remembrance to come back through with this new version of of me. You know, this woman that I know to be me. This is me. This is who I am, and I'm just really intrigued. And again, it's that curiosity, like you said, is where is this going to take me? You know, the work I do is now very much one-to-one. I work a lot with my hands, a bit like everybody else. I hold space a lot, I just want to bring some new, but also for me. And I just feel actually this is the end of a chapter.
Mm.
That's why I want to. And this chapter started with you, and it's now finishing with you. And it's, you know, and this picture has arrived today because I'm very, very connected to my Scottish roots. So this is the Callanish stones. So it's
Beautiful.
somewhere we've been and travelled. And yeah, it's just, life's a circle, isn't it? Ever, ever evolving and circling. And so here I am. I am Mary Taylor. I have spoken.
Ashe, thank you. Beautiful, Mary. We've been on a right journey together. I was thinking actually also about, I know I said 5 years, but you know, 3 years. I mean, what's been going on for everyone in the last 3 years? I mean, you know, whew, crazy times. We've been in a cauldron of fucking, I don't even know what. Anne Marie, gorgeous. I met you in, we've had a, yeah. in and out connection, but met you in Glastonbury at Reeves Retreat.
Yeah, that was obviously meant to be. You know, sometimes these connections just happen, don't they? For the others, I live in Germany. I've been in Germany since my mid-20s. I sort of fled from England for a number of reasons. I went into burnout in 2015 and decided I was going to change my life. Up to then, I'd had quite a lot of different things going on, including my eldest daughter, who for a very long time had an eating disorder. So that all sort of, I fell flat on my face 2015 and decided to do really what I realized listening to you this morning, holding space for others, which I've been doing probably since I was a kid. And so I decided to do that. And then I started working in Germany. I trained as a psychologist first, but it's always been moving more and more over to the spiritual side. So I do retreats. I take German ladies to Glastonbury.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, so but I also do a retreat in Ireland and Greece, and I've been doing circles in German again for a number of years. And there's something blocking me still from working in English. So I think that is the intention. I'm not sure, but as soon as this came up, and it was, you know, it's one of the things that you do online, for me, there was no thinking of two ways about it. You've got to do that. And that's how I make decisions. If it feels right, I do it. And yeah, so I think just listening to the others that came up, it's something to do with being finding my voice in English.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Wow.
My
Thank-
Yorkshire voice.
yeah. That's it.
I
Isn't
grew
it?
up in Doncaster.
Oh, wow. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think these Yorkshire shamans, they're all coming to the fore.
Yeah. So that's me. I have spoken. Thank you all.
Ashe, thank you, beautiful. And you know, also, you know, if you think about the these persecution routes of, you know, past lives, and you know, if we've been persecuted for speaking up in English, or you know, whatever, that's kind of what we're moving through. And you know, it's like on a cellular level, you know, it's not something we can kind of rationalize and say, yeah, that's definitely a thing. It's something that we know it deep in the tribal roots of us, that it goes back, I mean, 7 generations back and 7 ahead. So whatever work we do here is going to affect the women that have suffered for us, the ones that have been persecuted, the ones that have died for us. And this is why, you know, I'll often say, and Mari will have heard me say this a few times, like, who do we think we are to think we are not enough, when all these women, thousands of women, have been fucking killed, persecuted for us? This is not the time for us not to be enough. This is the time for us to bring this now and birth it for the future, you know, because life's bloody short. You know, I think, friggin' hell, I'm 60 in a couple of years. I can't even friggin' believe that. I'm like, wow, this has been a ride, but God, I'm gonna have to cram in so much in this last bit. So yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Annie.
Hi.
Hello.
I've just turned 60 this year. Scary.
You
Can't believe
40.
it. It's a new 40, yeah. That's what I keep telling myself. Oh, why have I come to this course? It's a really good question. I think from what I've been hearing and how it's sitting with me, talking about the burnout, I quite often get into overwhelm, and I take on to things and I think, why? And the mirror thing, I was always my mother's mirror growing up. So that's kind of always been there. But I think I need, on the conclusion of it, I need to work on myself. I need to go within, because I avoid it. I need to get in touch with this little girl inside. Yeah, and work on my self-care a little bit more, I think. I come at this differently. I'm not a yoga teacher. I do sound healing, sound therapy. So I'm coming at this in a very different angle, really. Well, not so different. No, not so different, really. So I'm hoping, you know, to develop group circles for women and retreats, and getting very, very excited. But yeah, I need to do the work on myself for sure. Yeah. Like you're saying about the last 3 years, well, you know, kind of what we're going through with my daughter. Yeah. You know, I just lost my dad. This is all these things, and now Becca's actually gone to New Zealand. Yeah. And she's ill again, and we'll need to come back for another op. So it kind of continues. Yeah. But for me, it's like I've constantly got to bring myself back into this moment. It's like this breath, this moment, this, and that's how I survive. But it's wonderful being in the moment. Yeah. So I am Annie. Hello. Thank you.
Thank you, Val. Beautiful. Yeah, and isn't it interesting though? Been in the moment, present. So we're talking about presence. Is feminine. That is the essence of feminine form. That is it. Been in the moment, been here now. And you know, not beating ourselves up for the past or for what we think we did wrong or whatever. We did what we did with what we had at the time, and that's all we can ever do. So yeah, Pamela, are you on, or not sure if Pamela's got a camera or a mic? So Pamela?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hi, darling. You all right?
Yes, yeah. Oh, have I not got my camera on? Oh, God. Right, my husband bought me a new iPad, so it's obviously, wait a wee second, give me a wee minute, I'm not very good at technology. Oh,
I think there should be like a 3.
oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
yeah.
That's better. I can see you now.
Okay. Yeah, so apologies, I've been sitting with my camera off. Yeah.
I thought you was maybe ill.
No. I'm sitting in the living room. Thankfully, my husband's buggered off because even though he tries to be quiet, he's dead noisy. And it's like, even opening and shutting the door, I'm like, go away. So he's out, thankfully. So yeah, Pamela, having done a few trainings with you, yeah, and being down in your beautiful house as well, which was fantastic. Why am I here? I think I was probably one of the first ones to sign up. I think having get your newsletter every month or whatever, and I see all the beautiful trainings. And I'm like, bugger. In person, no, I can't do it once a month coming down. Obviously, I'm already yoga trained, so it would, if you did something for yoga teachers, it would be fantastic. But just going down every month, it cost me far too much money. So that was obviously why the online stuff attracted me. Doing the Cacao, originally the Cacao training, which is a few years now.
Yeah,
and then the spirit dance with Mary and various things. I'll be honest, I don't know why. Probably because both my husband and my mum are ill, and take up so much of my time, running about for the pair of them. I kind of let myself go, if you know what I mean. So it's not burnout as such, because but it's like I put them ahead of me, and I think Cacao, haven't had Cacao for God knows how long. Every time I open the cupboard, my wee Cacao cup sits there, and I keep looking at it, and I keep saying, oh, for goodness sakes. And I have been training in Ayurveda, which is fantastic, and also herbalism. So I'm not quite a fully qualified herbalist yet, but what I have been doing is working with plant medicine. And then I went, bloody hell, cacao's a plant medicine as well. What are you doing? So things like hawthorn, and in the spring, ish, because we're a few weeks behind everybody else up here, the hawthorn flowers. And it was one night I went, I'm going to make cacao and put hawthorn flowers in it, not the flowers, but the essence kind of thing. And I thought, hawthorn is for your heart. So, and I don't know why I kind of neglected my cacao. So I was really, and then your training appeared, and I thought, that's me getting a wee nudge to get back to look after myself and to start taking my cacao. And since you kept reminding everybody to start connecting with it, I even put some in my porridge in the morning. And I'm like, it's just, I'm not saying I'm annoyed with myself because I've neglected. It's obviously been the process of looking after them, but it's now my time to look after me. So the training, yes, is the added bonus of being the training, but really the first time was to train, to teach people and do cacao and all the rest of it. But this time I think it's less about the training and more about me this time, and to actually reconnect with it. And who knows what will happen. So I am Pamela, and I can't remember what the last bit.
And I have spoken.
And I have spoken.
Ashe. Thank you, Pamela. Beautiful, lovely. And you know, what I was saying about the word smarana, it means to remember, because I have literally the last 3 years my kids have been breeding like bloody rabbits, and I've got grandkids coming out my bloody ears at the moment, and my partner's been ill and he's been in hospital, and the childcare, holding up the kids that are not coping with the kids that they've had, and old dad, and who's an absolute, like a blooming, like a loose cannon out there, like an 80-year-old loose cannon. And, you know, and that's where we forget, like I always call that's the Muggle world. This is the Muggle. And like I have definitely had a percentage of 75% Muggle and 25% spiritual for the last 3 years, probably 2 years for sure, where, you know, a lot of my time's been taken with family, and that's okay, because that's what I contracted into when I came here. You know, I came here for that, and I love that part of it. But I do think that you know, for me anyway, I need to get back to my 75% mystic spiritual and 25%, you know, Muggle, and because I get out of balance, and that because I, you know, like I said, I haven't held space online for a long time. I don't really hold space in person apart from training. So for me, it is about, yeah, actually now, for me now, then, you know, everybody's coping, everybody's kind of got the kids up to, you know, they can't die overnight or anything like that. Like they can, you know, they can grab food out the cupboard if they need it, sort of thing. And so I can kind of go, right, well, I'm going to get back in my lane now and actually come back to and remember Smarana, remember, you know, this is my life path. This is why I'm here. And so I think what we'll do now is I think we're going to have lunch about maybe it's 2. Is that all right? Is that all right for everybody? About 2ish. Actually, I start at 11 because I've had American ladies on before in the past. So we could start earlier if people want to, but again, I'm happy to start at 11. Whatever works, but we'll have a discussion on that. So if you've got your oil, and then I just want to do a little bit of self-reclamation. So when we talk about embodiment, for me anyway, this has been quite a big thing for me, really, is that I learned loads of stuff, and you know, I've learned loads of stuff. I've done loads of trainings over the years, loads and loads of training, and and kind of know a lot of stuff in my head. But a year or 2 ago, I kind of started thinking, well, yeah, I know all this stuff in my head, but am I embodying it, actually really, really embodying it down in my root? And I actually came to the conclusion that, well, I know all this stuff, but I'm not fully embodied in it. I'm not fully embodied in it right now. And so this idea of what does embodiment mean, and that's come a lot through the trainings, and especially the yoga training, in that why I always say to people, there are people, and you'll know this as well probably, there are you might take yoga classes, for example, or a circle actually as well. You walk into a yoga class and there are teachers who teach yoga. They teach all the bits and pieces. They, you know, same with the circles. They'll, you know, all the bits and pieces. They'll follow the formats, which we will do as well. And that's okay. And that's completely okay. And that is a teaching. It's kind of like a teaching. But there are also women or people who transmit yoga and circle. And that is a completely different place. That is somebody who lives it and breathes it and actually is devoted to it. Now, I know from hairdressing years, I was not a devoted hairdresser. I did hairdressing because my mum did hairdressing, but my mum was a devoted hairdresser. She bloody loved it. She loved it. It oozed out of her. It was just everything to her. But I didn't do that. And I never felt home with that either. I can do it. I can do a good hairdo. I can do whatever. I can do all that stuff. But I didn't transmit it because I wasn't it. But for yoga and space holding, I hope, and I hope for everybody here, that I transmit it because I love it and I live it and it's my passion, and I light up when I talk about it, and people will say when you talk about it, like, you light up, and that is a different energy to come from. So, and that's because I do it. And I've had times where I don't do it and I take my foot off the pedal and I think, ah, fuck it, I'm just going to do belly dancing instead. And I've been through that. I'm going to do trance dance instead. I'm going to do this instead. And I've done all of them things. And I certainly did it through COVID times when we were all online. But when I come back to the root of who I am, the root of who I am absolutely loves yoga, but not in just the physical asana bit, the bit where we're on the mat, the bit where that foot goes there, that foot goes there, that foot goes there, but the embodiment of what it means to be in union with myself, with who I am, in all of the bits that I don't like about myself, in all the bits that I do like about myself, but in union, because that's what yoga means, to unite, to yoke. And that isn't about gymnastics on a fucking mat. That is not what that is about. And I have got to fucking bring some light to this, because that ain't what it's about. It's not a fucking gymnastics class. It is an embodiment of what it means to live through heart, through true heart, and through truth. So as we come into our self-reclamation, this is something I am embodying every day. I do it every day. Every night I do it as well. And I'm going to share some other lovely teachings from the tantric tradition that I think you'll also really enjoy. For energy protection, which is another thing I never used to do, but I do it now. So if you've got your oil, in fact, actually, let's light a bloody candle for ourselves. And yeah, the feminine, there's no structure here. So wherever it says, oh, do that there, do that there, do that there, it happens eventually. So light your bloody candle. So if you've got a candle there, let's light it for ourselves. I love to bring a bit of light in. Actually, my bloody candle ain't lighting, so I'm going to grab another candle. Got these ghee candles, but they don't always work as nice as I'd like them to. All right, so when we light our candle again, fire, interestingly, actually, I'm going to share this as well, because this is what we've just been teaching in our training. Fire is the element of, in Ayurveda, Tejas, and Tejas is to sit and stay. It is the fire of practice. It is also this light that comes from that. But one of the core teachings of this, spiritual teaching of it, is to be able to sit and stay with what is fucking uncomfortable. You know, to sit and stay with it. It's not about, this is another concept of yoga. I've just learned so much this week, also about the pelvis, about what stress does to the body. Like, it's been mind-blowing. But for a woman, a center of gravity is in the pelvis. For a man, it's in the chest. It's different, right? So men created yoga. It came from men. It came through the tradition of masculine. And actually, when we say, for example, teach mountain pose and we tell people to tuck the pelvis, this is not right for women. Tucking the pelvis under is going to cause hip problems, it's going to cause knee problems, it's going to cause ankle problems. This is interesting. And stress, when we're stressed in the body, interestingly, also what happens is because our body's going into fight and flight, what happens in the Achilles tendons, they tighten and shorten. And so if we're living in stress all the time, we're always in stress, then the Achilles tendon shortening and tightening is going to have a problem on our ankles, on our feet, on our knees, on our hips, on our backs. And so often, I mean, that's just nuts. That is nuts. That how, you know, that was just like, just blew my head when I just heard that yesterday. That this, and then also what also happens is all of the blood is pulled away from the vital organs, pumped into the muscles. So again, if we're on this constant fight and flight, and this is where everybody's are, like this is where everybody's living, in these states of fight and flight. And so when we see back pain and hip pain and stuff like that, I think also for those of you that are yoga teachers, you know, I think there is a shift needs to happen in how we're teaching women's bodies, because women's bodies are way different. So yeah, so coming back to our sovereign heart mantra, and we're going to come back to calling our energy back. Now, I will recommend that we do this daily, in fact, twice a day, going forward. You've got a lovely oil blend there, the Circle Keepers oil blend, which is frankincense, which anchors you into presence and opens our channel for spirit. We've got beautiful rose, which is heart medicine. Of course, it's the highest vibrational oil medicine that we've got. Aligns with cacao as well. Lavender, which soothes the nervous system, creates calm in your field. So again, when we start to think about holding space, you're kind of not holding space, you're creating space, but your energy is speaking. Your energy is speaking when you're in that space. So what lavender does, beautiful energy of lavender. It's a concentrated energy of sun energy is lavender. But what it does is it actually smooths down the whole auric field. So it smooths and calms everything down before we even, you know, step into space. And some of us don't like lavender, but it has a real special energy with it. Sandalwood deepens stillness and it helps sustain sacred holding. It's a wood. It's again, if we think about, you know, where these plants come from, you know, they come from trees, from, you know, trees that are rooted into the earth, that have that holding presence. Cedar wood, like the oil of community. This is a beautiful oil that, you know, calls community together. Again, it's a tree, so it's got this grounding, this stability, this protective energy with it. And then sweet orange, the warmth and light of the sun. Orange is the color of the sacral chakra. Again, this pelvic bowl, you know, the womb of creation, where we create from. So it's got this beautiful energy that allows us to stay open without depletion. So we can be there for our loved ones and the people in circle, whatever it is that we're holding, but we're not going to get bled out. You know, our energy is not going to bleed out. It's going to be held within this. And this is, again, something else that I've now added into the training, because it's important. You know, it's important just from my own burnout. I know that, you know, not protecting my energy has not been a wise move. And now I do. So embodiment, like, what does it mean to be in a body? So of course, in the spiritual tradition, a lot of what we're taught is to be up and out. Up and out. We want to be up and out. We want to be in spirit. We want to be up here. But we live in a body. So the spirit, all well and good, but we live in a physical muggle human. We have a human to navigate. And so how we embody is that we connect to the body, whether it is through our thoughts, through our how we connect, you know, touch ourselves, how we touch another, how we move, how we walk, you know, all of this is embodied, is how we embody. we can embody an understanding through story, through myth. These are ways that really in our, way before the Industrial Revolution and, all of these boxes we were fitted into, the electric light bulbs, which pulled us away from Earth rhythm. How we learned was through stories, through oral transmission, folkloric wisdom. That's how we learned. And so as we come into this idea that we're going to be actually stroking ourselves, sneha, it's applying love. It means to apply love from the palms of the hands, extensions of the heart. And we're going to be doing that. So if you want to bring your oil in, I'm hoping it smells really nice to you, because it might not to everybody. I quite liked it, but you might go, oh my God, that smells awful. Anyway, if it does, you can make your own. In fact, do make your own. Do make your own blend. So if you just warm up the oil between your hands, whatever oil you've got, and you might want to just take a moment just to bring some into your heart. So in your oil blend ritual, you've got a slightly different. So you might do the heart before you go into circle, the crown, maybe the third eye. So we've got 3 sacred centers for women: third eye, heart, and womb, belly. So these are the 3 sacred feminine centers. But we're going to go through this self-reclamation ritual, which I recommend you do, especially after holding space as well. So you might just start with your face. So maybe just hold your face for a moment. So just take your face in your hands and just hold yourself. And then you might like to just start to gently massage around your eyes. And then you might like to gently massage your ears and maybe your forehead and your neck. And so just starting to really connect. This is so grounding, so beautiful to ground energy in this way. And those of you that are Vata doshas, we are just entering into Vata season. You are going to need to do this every 5 minutes to keep you in your bloody body. Oh my God, it's so hard in the Vata. So yeah, coming down into your throat. Now we're going to go through the whole body, so just continue in a way that feels beautiful and nourishing and nurturing for you. I'd like you to close your eyes. And just really feel as if you are meeting yourself for the first time. This beautiful, amazing, wonderful, gorgeous, feminine vessel. And just really connect with each part of you. All the bits that you love, all the bits you don't like, whatever that is, but just connect and just stroke yourself up. Again, just breathe wide as you do that. Just feel as you move down through your body how your body is responding to touch, to you applying some love to you. I call my energy back, and you can repeat this. I call my energy back. I honor all that I have given. I now tend to the sacred flame of my own life. I'm allowed to rest. I'm allowed to say no. I honour the wisdom of my boundaries. I give from fullness, not completion. I return to my centre. I am whole. I am sacred. I am sovereign. And I am free. Just taking a moment to, when you've finished, to just turn your palms down on your knee. Close your eyes. Just feel your breath. Feel a sense of grounding, of home, of meeting yourself for the first time. And then we're going to go through a lovely storytelling metaphor as you just hold that space for yourself. So as you feel down and in, and just feel your roots again re-established into Mother Earth. Imagine that you are a baby monkey clinging tightly to your mother's fur as she leaps through the trees. Your little body is working so hard to hold on. Just feeling the tension in your arms and shoulders and your chest as you grip, holding tight. Maybe you can even make a fist in your hands and just feel that grip, feel it, embody it, as if you are holding on for dear life. Just breathe here for 5 breaths. Noticing the effort, the strain, and the nervous system activation as you grip and hold. Take a nice deep breath in and just suspend the breath at the top. Then as you breathe out, just let your hands relax, your shoulders relax, let your belly relax, as if you just become a little bit more limp. And now imagine that you are a tiny little kitten, held gently by the scruff of your neck. Your mother carries you safely. You do not need to cling. You do not need to strive. You are completely supported. Allow tension to release from your shoulders. Soften the belly. Soften the jaw. Let the arms become heavy. Just take 3 to 5 nice deep breaths. Receiving support. Feel the safety of surrender. Feel the steadiness of being carried. And notice the shift of your nervous system as you let go. Both parts exist within each baby monkey who clings and strives, and the kitten who surrenders and trusts. In the feminine form, we learn through receptivity, through being nourished, through being carried by rhythm, by container, and by earth. Notice what your body prefers. Notice what brings you into radiance and into ease. And just allowing yourselves to speak these sacred vows. I choose to be nourished. I choose to be grounded. I trust the container that carries me. Just taking a few nice, deep, steady breaths. Again, just feeling the kitten and the baby monkey in your heart. And those metaphors that will remind us when we're clinging and grasping, again, when we're in these paths of striving, and we're relying on our own strength to stay safe and to keep up. And the kitten, by contrast, is carried by the scruff of its neck. It doesn't cling or strive. It surrenders, completely trusting the mother to hold it and bring it where it needs to go. This is the path of yielding, where we soften into trust, receptivity, and the greater holding. Gently deepen our breath. Again, just allowing ourselves to come back into the space. And if you've got your journal there, I'd like you to write a little bit about where you are. Are you in 75% the baby monkey and 25% the kitten? Are you 99% baby monkey? Are you... So just notice. Where are you? Where are you? I'm sure we're all recovering control freaks. We all have that in us. And that is the baby monkey. That is the masculine. Feminine is in the limpness, in the relaxation, in the calm nervous system. In the, that's interesting. Where does that lead? Where will that take me next? Just journal a little bit on that. So when we approach a training like this, then, as I have had to learn in my own experience, is that when we're in feminine form, this is a different way. It is a really, really, really different. It is a way of, what do I need? No matter what anybody else says, what is it that I need now? What works for me? And this is a completely different concept to what most of us have been brought to believe, to experience. What is common in both baby animals, though, is that they are super playful and cheeky. And we definitely need more of that in our lives. We're so serious. Playful cheekiness is what we need more. All right, gorgeous. So, does anyone want to share anything from that exercise? Anybody like to speak about that, or anything came up for them, or any awarenesses where we are in monkey, kitten, or where? Mari?
I think it's really interesting because this is something I've been dancing with for quite a while. And I really like the analogy you used of the cross, because I know for me, I need that structure. Because when I've got that structure, I then feel safe to flow and dance.
Yeah.
And it's been this discussion and debate and embodiment for myself with, you know, other women and with close friends, and acknowledging that I'm really comfortable with it, with having, so I've put about 60-40.
Nice.
Because when I don't feel safe without that.
Yeah.
And then, but that 40% can feel so expansive when it's truly free. You know, if you think 40% to be completely free flowing and dance, and be, I love that. That's me. Or I love that, playfully cheeky. Wow.
Yeah.
So I like a lot of structure. I like my, you know, here's my system. Here's book yourself. I know where everybody is, but I leave space, so I don't have to get up. If I don't feel like getting up in the morning, I don't need to get up because I don't see anybody till 11:30.
Yeah. Same.
So I can do what I want with that morning.
Nice.
So yeah. So I think it's very interesting, isn't it, when we kind of are in this world where everyone thinks we should either be completely free flowing, or we're not living a truly spiritual. And it's like, but as you say, when we're on this earth with our 2 feet on this earth, there needs to be something that can hold. And again, I think it's that beautiful dance of the masculine and the feminine.
Absolutely. And that is really where we're at now, like in this present time in our consciousness. This is what's happening. We're bringing it together. It has to come together. We can't have one without the other. Like I've been there, been in the floaty, you know, divine feminine chaos, which is what I call it now. It's divine feminine chaos. It has no structure. There's nothing holding it. And you know, we think about, like you say, the cross, the time and space. Time creates space. You know, the management of time.
Yeah.
Creates space, but time is an illusion also.
Yeah.
You know, so I like to think about it as the, you know, the masculine is the dance floor, the feminine is the dance. We can't do one without the other. We can't have one without the other. It doesn't exist. It would not be if we didn't have one without the other. So we want that equal. The monkey analogy of clinging, though, is an interesting one. So that is something we definitely want to be looking at, because if we're clinging to, you know, if we're wanting to move into more freedom, more spaciousness, we can't cling on to old ways of being. We've got to find trust in the kitten that we are held and we are supported in no matter what we want to do. We're going to be held in that.
But the safer it feels to be in kitten,
Yeah.
it can swing the other way. But I feel,
but
if I go too far over there, well, for me, it's unsafe.
Yeah.
And I, you know, I've really learned to honor that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but yeah.
Well, something to play with.
Definitely. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Yeah.
Something to play with, for sure. Yeah, for definite. Something to play with, because it's something that is shifting and changing right now, as we speak. Because, you know, we know that in, you know, the manifesting world and all of that stuff. You know, I think I think there's so much so much around that, yeah, you know, we do have to honor ourselves, our growth, what we need, what you need, eyes in. Nobody can tell you, right, then that's it. So you've got to be more kitten, less monkey. You've got to be more monkey, less kitten. Nobody can tell you that. Nobody's got it figured out for you, because you've already got it figured out. You already know what you need. You know, everybody knows what they need. We're becoming someone different. And as we travel forwards, you know, through this journey, and we calm, the nervous system needs to feel safe. It needs to feel safe. So what do we need in our lives to feel safe? Because if we don't feel safe, there's nobody going to sit in circle with us going to feel safe. That's for sure. That is for sure. And we might have a surface circle, but we won't have depth, we won't have meaning, we won't have connection. We might have a lip service circle, but we're not going to have that depth and connection. And we have to pass that wisdom to other women. They know what they need. We can't tell them. Nobody can tell them what they need. Nobody can, with, you know, everything, for me, everything's coming down, because this is feminine form. There is no one size fits anyone on any level. Medicine, plants, cacao, circles, yoga, nothing fits every person. It doesn't. Well, love does maybe, but even that can be challenging for people. So, you know, again, this is the FFO, fuck figuring it out method. This is the feminine form. This is it. FFO. It is it. We can't figure it out for anyone. And that is a really amazing place to be, because we don't have to either. So we can hold neutral space for people to be who they are without trying to fix or change or judge or anything, because everyone is. And that's okay. Anyway, anyone else got anything to share on that? Vicky?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. It's really interesting, actually, because if you'd have asked me this probably last year, even probably 6 months ago, I would probably have said 70-80% monkey, because I was holding on to a lot of stuff. But now I've wrote down 40% monkey and 60% kitten, because I know that I'm softening, and I feel I'm letting go, because I won't be here, and I'm ready, and I feel more confident, I feel more authentic, I feel like and where I'm meant to be. Whereas before, I was just kind of like not confident enough, and sort of just holding on to things. I used to do a lot of procrastination as well, sort of like thinking, oh well, I'm not ready, I'll do it, and I'd start cleaning, and like putting things off. But now I just think, no, do it, and I put my heart and soul into it, and I feel it, and I do it, and I know that I'm ready. So I have put, I'm probably 40% monkey, heading down to 30%, because I feel great for it. I feel like I'm finally finding that woman that I am meant to be.
Yeah.
I'm heading down.
Yes,
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah, and it's feminine and I'm softening. Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, lovely.
Yeah. I know I can do it, and I do feel worthy now. So, and I think a lot of that monkiness was like not feeling worthy. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I just ask one question? You mentioned the three sacred feminine centers, the heart, the third eye. What was the third one?
Heart.
The heart, the third eye.
Oh, sorry, heart, third eye, womb, belly.
Oh, that was it.
Belly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Belly. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is in your manual actually as well. I think there's in there.
Yeah, I've only skimmed it. Yeah, but I will.
Yeah, there's a lot in it.
Yeah. Oh, overwhelmed. Thank you.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you. Anyone else? Anything to share, girls? About the monkey and the kitten? You all kind of got you kind of know where you are. No judgment on that either. If we're all monkey, fine. That's okay. We know where we are. It's a gauge, it's just a gauge, and that's okay. It's okay. But also we want to be bringing balance. Like in the Ayurvedic tradition, it's all about balance. It's all about this kind of, we need a bit of monkey, we need the kitten, we need it all, but we also want to, we want to also find our balance. What is our balance? What is it that we need? And that that really gives us more kind of scope, more openness, because if we're clinging on to if we're too clinging, if we're too clinging on to outcomes and the way we want things to be and everything, it's really difficult then to be able to create kind of authentic spaces, because when you're holding that circle energy, we do need to be grounded for sure. That is our responsibility daily. But we've got to be able to weave as well. We've got to be able to do that feminine dance of being able to weave with it as well. And if we're, going and going, no, because I said I was doing that and that was going to happen then, and that's how it's happening, then it's too much monkey. It's too much monkey there. We want to be bringing it back to a little bit of kitten, so that again we can really hold those spaces really beautifully and authentically, and be able to weave. We're weavers. That's what women are. We're the weavers, aren't we? We're the weavers of story. We're the weavers of energy, really. And so yeah. All right, it's 1:30, so let me just check in again. This is the absolute feminine in flow. How's everyone feeling? Do you need to eat now? Would you like lunch now? And we'll do the cacao after lunch. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, would you like to do that? How's everyone feeling? So, okay, let's have have a lunch break then till say like 2:15. Is that all right? And then we'll come back in, and when you come back, if you want to bring your cacao in, I'm just making sure, does everybody know how to make their cacao? I'm presuming everyone does know, yeah, how to make a cacao, right? All right, you might want to put it in a little flask to keep it warm, maybe, because we're going to do a little bit of the analeptic tasting, and we're going to do some journaling with that too. So, and then we're going to have an intro into the medicine, which most of you already kind of know as well. But I know that like Sue and Anne-Marie and Mandy and Vicky have not been in this space before, so they might not know. So for those of you that I'm preaching to the converted, it's just another layer, and it's all in the manual. So I'm not going to teach from the manual per se, because it's all there for you to read up. And that will be part of your homework, is to do a little bit of research, experiment, be curious. You know, add dandelion coffee as a, you know, as a holder, which is, you know, that's my next little, what I'm going to do this afternoon. Maybe make the, you know, maybe make the cacao with the rasa tea, you know, maybe do it with different, make it different, make it, you know, make it your own. So yeah, I'm just having a bit of a dance with dandelion coffee at the moment, which is so beautiful because it's a liver tonic, so it's really great for the liver. So yeah, all right, has anyone got anything they want to say before we close for lunch? All good. Brilliant. All right, well, have a beautiful lunch. Get your feet on the earth, because when we're in here, it's quite pulley outy when we're online. So get outside and get your feet on the earth for a bit, and then we'll see you back at 2:15. Same link. Okie dokie. See you soon.